Jonathan Taylor is kind of the engine that keeps that offense functioning. With Jonathan Taylor running as he is, the Colts are really, really hard to defend. We talked to Jonathan Taylor about that, facing the Titans for a second time, and kind of what path he's on in franchise history as a running back.
I don't think so, right?
Yeah, never. Whenever you can score points, I mean, that just means you're one step closer to winning the game. You know, you'd rather have 3 touchdowns than 200 yards because you know this is contributing to us. Both are contributing to the win, but the touchdowns that's points on the board.
What's it meant to you to have Amir Abdullah around for the last month or so?
I mean, you talking about a legend right there. I mean, I think every running back in the league right now has watched Amir, especially in college and then his transition into the league. So being able to pick his brain, how has he been able to last this long in this league at this position? And obviously you guys have seen he's been a huge spark for us as well. So it's actually been really nice. It's been really nice to have Amir here. Like I said, someone who, like I said, a lot of backs have watched and admired.
He's one of 2 running backs in the NFL who are in year 11. It's him and Raheem Mostert. What do you admire about a guy who's been able to stick with it and to stay in the league that long at your position?
I just think that their ability to also be able to contribute. You know, sometimes you may think, oh, someone in the league, at that age, they're just kind of an on-field coach, but he's making plays still at this time. So figuring out how are you able to do that, especially with the body, but mentally as well. I mean, to do this for 11 years, it can be taxing mentally as well, because each and every single year, in the off season, during the season, you're doing nothing but constantly thinking about how can I get better, how can I improve. So it's been really fun.
Daniel is the major addition on this offense, but outside of his addition this offseason, what about this offense is just functioning and executing consistently so much better with these historic numbers you guys put up?
I think really a core group of the guys being here as well. I think that's huge when you can bring and you can add that chemistry over the course of years with the same group of guys. That plays a big role. It's tough to bring in a lot of new faces and expect to be firing on all cylinders immediately. So I just think that has been a real key part for us, is that a lot of the core group of guys have been here, so that camaraderie, that chemistry has been built.
Whenever you guys talk about the offensive numbers, it's offensive line, offensive line, offensive line. You lose Kelly, you lose Will Fries. Did you have questions in your mind how this was going to be, losing 2 players like that, or did you have faith in Tony that you were going to get it right?
I mean, you talk about Ryan Kelly, I mean, a vet who's been playing well for a long time, but then also Will Fries, who was getting into his stride and hitting his groove. So of course you're like, man, that was a devastating hit. But of course happy for them that they found a place to go to. But of course, Wisconsin guy with Bort, I already knew I had faith in him. But then also just coming here in the off season, in OTAs and during camp, I mean, you saw how we were able to build this chemistry together. And of course, we knew we had to work some things out just from it being the first time we're all together. But I knew that once camp came and once camp was over with and it came time for the season, we were going to hit a stride.
And you get Braden back too.
Definitely.
I mean, because his loss was felt last year as well.
Definitely.
JT, look at this Colts all-time rushing list. Touchdowns, Edge, Lenny Moore, you threw away from tying Edge for most of franchise history. I know you don't keep up with this stuff, which is what I'm telling you, but when you hear names like that and you're on that list or in that conversation, what does that mean to you? And do you ever kind of stop and think like, man, these are some great dudes that came before me?
Like you mentioned, great dudes. They set the path. Saw Edge before the last game, and it's just, you just want to figure out what was the path that they walked? How did they reach those heights? And I think I mentioned this to you guys before. Everyone in the building, a big advocate, of course, Reg, who played with a lot of these guys, is, hey, they came into work every single day and found a way to get better. They put their hard hat on and went to work. But then when you look back over the course of the years, you're like, man, them doing that every single day, week in and week out, year after year, then look at the career they had. And I think it was just a testament to their work ethic, but then also their dedication to their teammates, because you want to be the best you can for your teammates. So I think that's my mentality as well. It's how can I continue to grow and get better for my teammates? Because if I'm getting better, that means I'm trying to grab more attention to defenses so that Pitt and AP and all these other guys and Tyler can go out there and shine as well. So just whatever I can do to help everybody else out on the team is what I'm willing to do.
James, are you aware of your splits, like in the first half versus second half? The second half is crazy. Like
No, the splits.
like
No.
6.5 yards per carry.
Oh,
way
oh.
higher than. So I'm getting to the point. I mean, you always talk about wanting to play more and get better over the course of the game. How does that happen? Because it doesn't make sense. And secondly, just what is it like to be the guy who close it out for your team?
I think it's having that mentality and understanding, especially at the end of the game, like you mentioned, to close it out. The team, the coaches, they're trusting you to say, hey, we need you to close this game out for us. These are vital yards that we need. So having that mentality going into the game, knowing it's going to be a 60-minute match, so you're going to have to grind it out. But then when you need it most, at the end of the game, that's when you need to be at your best. Be at your best when your best is needed. So just having that mentality each and every single game, no matter what happened in the first half, second half is a fresh start, and let's make sure we finish even faster than we started.
Jim, I've said your conditioning is a big part of that. I mean, you talked to us a lot about what you do in the offseason. Do you see like a correlation there?
Definitely. I mean, that's when you get fatigued. That's that end of the workout when you kind of do those last 2 or 3 extra gassers. You do those last 2 or 3 extra reps in the off season, because in the game you never know how it's going to shake out. It's not going to be a sweet and happy ending in the fourth quarter every time. You may be tired, you may be worn down. It probably was a fight, but can you still operate at a high level?
As an offensive unit, when you guys are scoring like this, rarely turning the ball over, and as a team winning like this, how do you guys build confidence, or how does that added confidence you feel like kind of affect or snowball what you guys have been able to do consistently?
I think it just shows that everything we talked about in the offseason, everything that we wanted to accomplish, that we spoke about in the offseason, is starting to happen. So we understand what route did we take to get here. And it was we came in each and every single day, made sure that we all put our best foot forward, but found a way to say, hey, listen, we have to continue to get better. We haven't arrived. And understanding that it's going to get even harder. Teams are going to continue to give us their best shot. So I think having that and understanding that each and every single week, you fight that complacency and understand that we need to continue to get better to go where we want to go.
You've got a front row seat to everything Quentin's done this year. Do you have a favorite Quentin like from this season so far?
Well, for sure, there's a picture out there after, what was that? Was that the Raiders? And he's behind me, and he's hitting the dance. I would definitely say that's one of my favorite, just because, like I said, the offensive line, they don't get a lot of love. Of course, everyone talks about them, but just as far as the praise and the accolades, so anytime there's some light shined on them, I always enjoy that.
There's Jonathan Taylor, and he's about to take the all-time lead among running backs in touchdowns for the Colts, Baltimore and Indianapolis, and that's a hell of an accomplishment. How he goes, we go. You know, Jonathan Taylor is absolutely the key to this offense. When he runs well and there are holes there, and one of the things that he's doing really well, and he's talked about this, is he's being more patient. He's kind of hunting and pecking, understanding that it's not getting to the hole immediately, but it's kind of finding who's where and whose blocks he can use at the right time. So it's a combination of, right now, of learning the position and how to play it well, while still having the physical capabilities to break one every now and again. That's got Jonathan Taylor on a pretty damn historic sort of trek through this and projection through this season.